Hi everyone, this is Dr. Katherine.Kelly, and I'm going to try this again. It looks like the internet connection is not that great from out here on the deck since we've got a lot of cloud cover. So let's see. So the whole point of this video is to talk about what is it that happens to your soul when someone can't or won't say that they are sorry. So everybody I know has had someone in their life or some situation in their life when they feel like they've been wronged or hurt or dismissed or disrespected or whatever the case might be. And they'll come back saying, you know, this person never said they're sorry, or this person, you know, this parent was completely in the wrong and they knew it and they didn't do anything to change it, and they definitely never came to say they're sorry, or this coworker or boss or a friend even. And so this is a theme that has been coming up quite a bit lately. Friends, actually some neighbors, some different things, some different conversations I've had. And I want to explain a little bit about what happens to your soul at that deep level when someone can't or won't say they're sorry. So, you know, if your soul is the essence of who you are, simple definition, the essence of who you are, if you feel like there's someone who has wronged you, whether it's intentionally or just unknowingly, and they aren't able to become aware or conscious enough to come back and say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize I did that or said that, then what happens is it's almost like there's a piece of you that gets fragmented and broken off and not lost, but definitely disconnected from yourself in that instance. So when we look back at those situations and we look back at, oh my gosh, when that person hurt me and they couldn't say that they're sorry, there's a fragment of you that is left back in that memory. And when the essence of who we are, that soul part of us, does not feel complete, it doesn't feel integrated, there's something that misaligns us. And so, you know, I had a conversation with someone, actually a client 2 weeks ago, and then a friend just a few days ago, about the fact that there was someone significant in their life that did not apologize for some things that had happened. The other challenge is when people do apologize, but you can tell it's not honest. That damages you just as much. But they were telling me, these people were telling me about these instances. And, you know, my whole point as a therapist and someone who understands the soul is to help people go back and recollect those fragments of themselves, recollect that hurt, that sense of who you are, so that you can become complete and whole again. Because the challenge is, if you have many instances where you have been hurt or dismissed or disrespected, and little bits and pieces of you are kind of scattered in the past, and you haven't figured out how to reconcile or learn about yourself as a result of those instances, then you're going to feel very fragmented and misaligned throughout your life. So a lot of what I end up doing in my therapy sessions is helping people go back and do some healing about those events, some recollection and integration of themselves back into that event. And lots of different ways that I do that. But really, when we are fragmented, because of the fact that someone cannot admit that they've done wrong, it pulls at that sense of who we are. It invalidates us, it dismisses us, it disrespects us all over again. And so when we talk about soul health, we have to think about, how is it that I need to reintegrate? What is it that I need to heal? Because even though sometimes people aren't capable of doing the apologies or doing the reconciliations, from a soul-to-soul perspective, we can do some things to help you recollect that part of you and help you heal that. And if anything, often is the case that we're supposed to do it without the other person, because that very instant of when they hurt us was there to help us realize, wow, this person's not good for me, or this person's never going to have my back, or this person's really not as supportive as they claim to be, because actions always speak louder than words. So we have to kind of do some learning and some consciousness, and instead of getting mired in the hurt of being wronged, we have to kind of step back again and widen that lens to really look at the situation and see, what am I supposed to learn from the fact that this person could not or would not say that they are sorry? Because true soul-to-soul healthy reactions or interactions are there for us to learn from, that those are the people who have our back. The people who can't step back and go, oh my gosh, wow, I didn't even realize that I did something wrong, or they're too prideful to come back and apologize, then that person's probably not that good for you anyway. But we get so mired in the hurt, we almost give that part of ourselves that we lost then to them to carry and hurt us continually throughout our lives. So it's that whole idea of when someone can't or won't say they're sorry, it's another form of a lesson. It's another form of a wake-up call for what we're supposed to do in order to align our own lives. So again, this is a huge bit of consciousness. You have to kind of think outside the box with this, because as humans, we get very, very mired in emotion. We get very sucked into that hurt or that dismissal or disrespect, instead of stepping back and going, wait a minute, there's a lot of information in this situation. If this person cannot, number one, identify that they've done something that has hurt us, and number two, can't come back and say that they're sorry. So there's a lot of information in those times when we feel that dismissal. So I wanted to kind of throw this thought out there, because this is another part of soul healing, is the times when we have, you know, memories of friends, family, partners, coworkers, whomever, who just can't really own their stuff. There's a ton of information in there for what we're supposed to learn, because it's touching that sense of who we are in a way that's there to wake us up and do some, not only consciousness work, but some healing work. So think about the people, the times, the situations when you feel like you should have received an invitation to connect again through that apology, or through that sense of saying they're sorry, that sense of remorse, and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do to unhook that memory? And what can I do to recollect that part of me? Because it's so important for us to feel whole throughout lives, but we cannot do that if we feel like we've been wronged through this lack of apologies. So lots more to come with this, but it's that whole idea of how do we do our soul healing with or without the people in our lives that have hurt us. And in most cases, we have to do it without them, because they're not capable of it. And there's lots of reasons why they may not be capable of it. But we also have to remember that these people are here to teach us, even in the contrast, because all of us want to be loved and accepted, but a lot of these people that are hurting us are doing it in the contrast. They're teaching us in the contrast of what we really want. So we have to kind of go back and recollect those, recollect that information, and get yourself to that point where you realize, I was supposed to learn from that experience. I was supposed to learn that either this person's not healthy for me, or that I need to assert myself, or I need to speak up, or I need to do whatever to make the situation different. So just food for thought. I would love to hear what you, excuse me, I'd love to hear what you think about this, because everybody I know has had someone hurt them and not apologize, but what do we do with that? So this is, again, all about soul health, getting yourself integrated, aligning your life, and so I'd love to hear from you. Also, if you want to go to my website, www.Dr.KatherineT.Kelly.com, I would love to share more information with you through my newsletter and other resources that are on that website. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Think about this. I'd love to hear your comments, and I will be back soon. Take care. Bye-bye.